everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Uncorked Live. We're so glad you're here. It's February, month of love. You're thinking about it.
And we're talking about it, so stay tuned.
Uncorked Live with Karen Glasser and Mel Greenberg, making the most of life's peak stage and sharing it all with you.
So Mel, what are you drinking today?
I have a Cosmo. It's pink, special. I don't know. It felt like love.
Yeah, and I'm doing a sea breeze. Mine is also pink, but mine is cranberry juice, vodka, and lemonade.
Oh, nice. Refreshing.
So, yeah, delicious. Cheers.
Cheers.
So we mentioned at the beginning of the show that it's all about love today. Love. I love love. And all the different
ways you say that.
And all the different ways that it shows up if we look, right? We just have to look for it. Sometimes we're not looking for it.
I know. Yeah, you know what you just said. If it shows up, if we look and if we let it, if we open our hearts and let it be and come to us in all its beautiful iterations, sometimes not so beautiful, but it's there. It's there for us in our animals and our passions in life and the work that we do and our relationships.
And things change as we get older, and as we move through different changes in life, how we approach our relationships changes as well, right? It may not be as much physical as it used to be. It might be more mental, more spiritual, or you might have a healthy balance of all of it. I don't know, right?
There are so many questions, and I think that it gets more complicated only if we let all the noise get in our head. Because if you and that goes back to self-love. If you take care of yourself,
right,
you honor who you are, and those changes that inevitably come. I mean, we're a little droopier here, a little plumper there, a little less energy, maybe a little less want, maybe a little more. If we honor all of those things, they can kind of bloom and grow with us.
Right. And I think that one of the things that we as women, maybe it's men too, but I can only speak for myself. I'm a woman. Is that we forget the self-love, right? We forget to love ourselves. We're so busy worrying about loving everybody else
and taking care of everybody else.
We forget to take care of ourselves. And I think self-love is probably should be number one on the list.
It's not. I think it's not. And I think relationships, the most important relationships in our lives, whatever they may be, tend to more easily be taken for granted because you just assume that depth and that scope of relationship is always going to stay the same. And it's not. It's like, it's true. The grass is always greenest where you water it. I love that saying and just that concept. Attention. Give your love and your life and yourself attention. And when we were preparing for this episode and thinking about all the different impacts love makes in our lives, we actually reached out to some incredible women and men and got some beautiful input. And we're talking to the experts here, and we're really happy to bring them on now.
Right. So take a listen.
We're so excited. We actually, this month, to really carry this point home, we brought in some experts in this field, and they're going to answer some questions. They're going to talk to you and share some really wonderful news with you.
We have some great talent with us today, Mel. I'd like to introduce Tess Cacciatore. She's a multimedia interactive creator and producer with 25 plus years in the entertainment, technology, and philanthropic arenas. And she's also the founder and CEO of Gwen Global. We also have Tara Bennett-Smith with us. She's enjoyed a rich and multifaceted career in the entertainment industry, having worked as a director, producer, actress, singer-songwriter, screenwriter, and manager. Together, they are the women behind The Wright Turn. They got tired of waiting for that seat at the table. And so, as they say, they built their own table. They pulled up 2 chairs. They went to work. And so, without further ado, we welcome Tara and Tess to the show. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Wow. Thank you so much for having us on your show.
Yes, we're so excited to be chatting it up.
Oh, I am so excited to have you here. We both are, and this month especially, both with the launch of your new project, and we're going to learn about that. And also, based on that project, to really talk about love and what it looks like now and how we're kind of redefining it. I think every generation is figuring out its way anymore with the swipe right, swipe left. But what does it mean and how can we go forward? And so we're really, really excited to have you weigh in on all of that with us for our community.
So,
Thank you.
and you
Yes.
guys, I know there's a story behind the name. You changed the name. So, what's the reason behind the Right Turn? I love the name.
So
Well,
originally it was called Tiramisu or La Dolce Vita because it was done as a smaller project in 2015. Then we got together. She was the star of the short film that I was doing. And then we got it together in 2018 and we called it My
My
Sweet
Sweet Life.
Life, which is the definition of La Dolce Vita. And then there was another show out there
It
that
came
was,
out right about the time we were launching called
yes,
Sweet Life. And
yes.
people were going, "Oh, your show's out." And we said, "Okay, that's not going to work." And then when we changed it, Tess came up with a great idea. She said, "What about the Right Turn spelled with a W? Because the character's name is Celeste Wright Turner.
I
And
love it.
her PR firm
Beautiful.
is called The Right Turn. She's a publicist, and her PR firm is called The Right Turn. When you come here, you're making the right turn to get your life together."
And
So
then it just fell together that we all are at the crossroads of the right turns in our life. And in topic and in line with your topic today of love, one of our special messages is really about self love. We feel like if we can get all to the place where we have unconditional self love for ourselves, then all the other beautiful things fall into place.
yeah,
That's wonderful. I love that.
I'm wondering, because I loved in the intro how Karen shared that you said, you built your own table, you pulled up your own seats. And watching the Golden Globes last week, I was really heartwarmed to see so many women over the age of 50 and I think really over the age of 60 acknowledged for their work. And was part of that driving you like at our stage in life, you are going to get this done. You've waited for anyone else to say yes. They don't say yes. So did that kind of drive you? Was that a strong force for you to keep going?
absolutely. Go ahead, Tess. You can.
No, because we get aged out of the business. It's gotten better over the years, but this was something that became our passion project. That this is like leading into the next chapter. We use chapter as our defining division of different parts of the season because it is a chapter in life, and we get to really explore where we've come from and where we're at presently and where we're going as individual women and also together.
And as you know, as someone who is a mom, Tess she's a mom to many, but one who's birthed three children. There's elements of losing oneself, even though you keep doing you. That you become, Johnny Michael Peters' mom, you become
Absolutely.
such and such's husband, and you become such and such at the job. And although you're doing all of them, because as women we are multitaskers, and we can do, cook the dinner, write the script, and comb the hair all at the same time. But within that, there leaves just a little bit of room for you figuring out who you are, where you are. And then when everybody leaves, it's like, whoa, okay, now I'm back to me trying to figure it out.
Right.
And we also interviewed a lot of women, on the dating, relationships, and love. And at a certain age, we found that a lot of women were not even having intimacy. There was no
Yeah.
sexual activity happening at all for years. But then what happens to the body, because you go through menopause, but you
Right.
don't know that when you get back in the saddle, it's going to be very different because your body has shifted. But nobody talks about that. And as well, not just for women, but also for men.
Yes.
Aaron will talk about his character. When we sat down with him, we asked him something that he's always wanted to portray and what he wanted to get out. And he talked about mental illness, especially in the African American community amongst men. But we cover social issues, and they're all really based on real life and they're
stories.
real stories.
So
So
one of the things that Uncorked does every show that we do every month is we ask our community some questions so that we can hopefully get the conversation going. And you were already talking about something that was
Yeah.
one of the questions, so I'm just going to throw it out. One of the questions that somebody sent into us was, I'm 66, I'm recently divorced, I can't even picture myself in love again. How do I step out? So what would you tell her?
Well, for me, because I'm kind of in that same vein, of recently divorced, and what I've learned is that I'm not trying to be in love with anyone. I'm trying to be in love with myself.
Beautiful.
And learning to fall in love with me again, well, then that other stuff will take care of itself. But it's really about falling in love with myself, so that on Valentine's Day or this next month when it comes up and you're alone, you don't feel alone because you found ways to nurture and love upon who you are. And then if someone comes in, they just add to that, but they are not the thing that makes that
Yeah.
special.
We can't look for love outside, basically, and hopefully the men that we will be attracting, or whatever, sexual orientation you are, that they are also done their self-love work too. So then you
Right.
come together, as they say, equally yoked, and you have a really healthy relationship. So I tell your viewer that has that question, fall in love with yourself and get going out there.
And on
Yeah.
the other side of the question, so, this is a different part of it that says, my partner and I have been together forever. How do we keep it exciting? The other side of the coin.
Well, I don't know what they do or don't do to keep, but I still think it always boils back to self,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we always looking outside for something to shift so that that thing will shift. But if we keep shifting in ourselves and keeps growing, if I keep growing and my partner keeps growing, we will grow together and there'll be new things to discover about each other. But when
Right.
we keep looking outside, going, well, if we could just do this will be exciting. But if I can do this, if I can change up my hair or change up how I feel about me, there's going to be something new to discuss and discover. I think for me, that would be my way to go.
Yeah, either when you're doing that self change and that self exploration, and if your partner isn't really paying attention to their own life, then you all of a sudden become the teeter totter that's out of balance. So it really takes both partners to really get in balance with themselves so that they're on the even teeter totter. And then you inspire each other, and then you keep going.
Well, I think too, especially if you've been together a long time and if you have children, those children go off and live their lives and move along. It's about reconnecting and almost it's an opportunity, if you can, to begin a new relationship
Yeah.
within the existing one. And it does come from finding out who you are and really being happy with who you are, and then presenting that person to your partner.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Right.
takes a lot of security within yourself, which is important for the self love part. Because if one partner super exceeds and starts growing and growing and growing, and the other one feels left behind, there could start creating some conflict. So I think it's really important to stay communicating, going on dates, keep your fresh relationship.
Well, also something you said too about being content and caring and loving yourself. There's a barrage of information and thoughts thrown out. I think women more than men, although the men coming on might disagree, that
Mhm.
you have to look this way or this is going to happen. So in
Mhm.
addition to all those other insecurities that come with aging, it's like if you were out there to start dating again, it's like, do I look the part? Am I going, how am I going to go forward? You really have to find joy and love within yourself before you
Yeah.
even get out there on that road.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I've talked about with a lot of women is that there's people in certain age categories that are age appropriate to date, but from the men to women perspective, a lot of the men in age appropriate for our category, they tend to want to date much younger.
Yeah.
So, there's
Their
that.
loss.
It's a
Their
tricky road
loss.
out there.
Truth be told, I know most women in our category want to date much younger too.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's kind of flipping a little bit now because women are kind of got a little
Getting
more.
it out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
men are kind of getting a little more. Well, it ain't working too well this week.
Well, guys, in the next segment, we have something really exciting. But first, Mel, don't we have something from our sponsor, I think?
We do. We'll be right back.
Hit an exercise plateau? It happens in your 50s. Don't give up or give in. Show yourself some love and try my 20-minute workout programs, designed to get the best out of your changing body. Challenging workouts and whole body habits. It's time to put yourself first. You can change your body at any age. CoreStrength50plus.com.
Elaine is great. Guys, don't forget to look into the show copy. We have her freebie. It's a perky butt and hip strengthening sequence. You too can have a perky butt. Make sure you click the link down below. So, ladies, one of the things that you guys did for this show is a music video. And I have to tell you, I play this regularly now. I want to get up and dance, and I think I'm going to dance right now. So stay tuned. Take a listen to the music video.
Ready, ladies? Let's go. Look in the mirror.
such a feel-good piece of music, and the dancing and just the energy from all the characters in the show. Tara, did you write the lyrics and the music?
Well, actually, Tisha Campbell and her team created the song. I wrote part of it. I didn't write the whole thing.
The team was really, really great about sitting down with us and finding out what is the arc of the story within the lyrics and what do we want to have be the like one of our main anthem songs for the series. They did an amazing job.
But it was really about empowering us, and get in there, jump, don't be afraid. I don't care what they say. Just, I don't care if you're 50, 40, 30, 20. When they tell you no, find another way, support each other, lock in like you two now have your business together, you have your show, just do it,
Right.
That's what it was about. And it makes you want to get up and just go, okay, yes, that's what it was about. And that's
And you
what,
get that from there. You walk like it's in my head.
yeah.
Right.
And,
Right.
but
And
it's
what
also
you guys can't
movement and
see, what you guys couldn't see is I can see everyone in the green room, and to a person, everybody was moving in there.
I haven't heard it in so long because we've been hustling, Tess and I. I was like, well, I haven't seen this video in a long time.
And what's really great,
It's great.
like you got nominated for this song in the Hollywood Music and Media Awards under the TV category.
So what we'd like you to do right now is introduce your cast.
Okay, yes. So let's start off with Michael Dyer, who plays Maxwell Senior. He plays my and he's very handsome. And all the ladies, every time I do a post, they're texting me going, okay. Damn.
Well, thank you.
Hi,
Yes.
Michael.
We also have Aaron Braxton, who plays my brother Cecil.
Hi, Aaron.
Oh, cool.
Hi.
Because he is cool.
We also have Beiji. She just changed her name. My baby girl.
And there she is.
Hi.
Hi there.
We have Bette Davis, who plays herself, Beiji is a therapist. So this is some of our cast members. Babette plays herself. She's a client. My character is a publicist. So we have real people playing themselves. Tess actually plays Tess Cacciatore.
So I thought it would be fun because one of the things you did is you sat down with the entire cast and you asked them to tell you what were they not able to do because they couldn't find the right vehicle or they were turned down. Why don't we find out from the cast? Maybe they can tell us.
Mike and I did not sit down. I said, I need a husband. Come on, he's playing my husband. Mike and I were on another series together and did another. We just have such great chemistry. There's like, I need a really good looking, tall guy that women would go, you sure you want to let him go? I don't care what he did. Grab him, girl. Hold on. So
Think again.
So do we want to ask Mike what his storyline is? Should we ask him?
Yeah.
So what is your storyline about, Mike?
It's about a husband who been married for a long time, and he's in love with his wife and his family, but over the period of time, just being in that same relationship, and I guess it's like you get used to something. So, to the point is you get used to it until you start taking it for granted, and you start looking for something else. It's like you get those brand new shoes. I hate to compare it to shoes, but like how you want those brand new shoes so bad. Once you get those shoes, you wear them, and after a while, you're like, you know what? You see some more shoes over there. You're like, oh, I want to get these here. Now I know that's kind of making it small, but it's that feeling of getting used to something, not realizing the pair of shoes you have was doing the work. It was getting the job done, but it was the human being wants to experience something else, something more. And my character has insecurities. And his insecurities made him start looking, for something else. And not blaming it on the woman, but on the fact is, my character wasn't feeling like he was enough. And he was getting validation for someone younger, someone who's prettier.
Prettier?
We won't say prettier, but I'm just saying, from I'm sort of that's my character. It's not me though. It's my character saying this.
What's interesting, Michael? You're talking about things that normally we hear women say. I'm not enough, and it's actually really refreshing to hear a male character also say the same thing because we're not alone. We're all basically the same, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
We all have that.
I think too. typically our issues, if you will, come down to ego.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you're saying that your character insecurities, so you needed to fill that ego and get, find your new shiny penny, even though you realize that that's
Right.
not going to sustain you either.
Right. The shiny
I
penny wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
yeah. So, Aaron, what's your storyline in there?
So Tara and I and Tess, we sat down and she asked me what were some issues that I would like to address, and I thought about mental health in the African American community, because there's so much pain, there's so much hurt going on in our community, and unfortunately, we don't seek help because we think seeking help with a therapist is something that white folks do, and that we can normally either take it to Jesus, take it to a pastor, or and not realizing that if we're suffering from mental health issues, going to a pastor, although can be beneficial, a lot of times they're not professionally trained to deal with the psychological traumas that we're going through. So, in talking with Tara and Tess about this, we came up with the fact that my character is an artist, and so he's very, very sensitive to things around him, and he's suffering with this traumatic event that happens in his life, and he's self-medicating with weed and alcohol, and then comes the issues with his family and his marriage, and so that's what we're dealing with my character, and I find it really important. I really commend Tess and Tara for taking on this issue, because it's something that's really important in our community.
Agreed.
And in the show, you are related? Did I?
Yes.
You're
I
her
play
brother?
Cecil Wright. I play her brother. I guess I wasn't good looking enough to play her husband.
No, you had to be good looking to be a relative
That's
of the
right.
beautiful.
was
Oh,
thinking that same
right.
thing.
There you
You're
go.
related to
That was a
her.
good save. That was a good save, Tess.
Great.
It's
So-
true. It's true.
No, it's true.
Well, so
No,
then,
We just feel more like brother and sister.
yeah.
but in the show, so then you're going through, Tara, your own difficulties, and also now helping your brother or coming to terms with him and what he's going through. And that's a beautiful relationship opportunity to explore there.
Yeah, and
For the two of you too.
Yeah, and it's also, as a woman, how we tend to want to fix everybody.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's part
that's
of
part
what
of your character.
that's part of my character. Is
Yeah.
like she's trying
Okay.
to not, she has a breakdown at one point when she's talking to her brother about why you're not here to make sure everyone's okay. And that's part of my life. That's part of what I went through. So it became very real to me, that this is not my journey, is not to make sure everyone else in my life is good. As a manager, I took that on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Was that part of the issue, or what ultimately became an issue between you and Michael, your Maxwell?
Well, no, not technically. I'm sure that was in there somewhere, but his was obviously infidelity. We learned that very early on, so it's not like that's a secret. But they were college sweethearts, and she didn't know anyone else. She didn't know anything else but him.
Yeah.
So that's devastating when you have no other experiences, and then the
Right.
one person that you fell in love with is like, wait, what do you mean? I'm not good enough?
Yeah. So, Sylvia, what is your storyline? What is your actual arc in the Right Turn?
Well, it's interesting, and I'm gonna lean into you guys for this, Tess and Tara. Sorry.
She knows me under different names, so
Tess and Tara. I'm gonna lean into you for this because my character, her character arc is not when you meet her, you're gonna meet her at a certain place in Celeste's life. And so her part of the story really centers more around what's going on in Celeste's life, say that 3 times fast, Celeste's life, and her sort of job as cheerleader, prodder, girl, get your behind out there and do something, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of her thing. So in terms of the personal story arc, we don't find that out until later. So right now she's the cousin who probably has, I won't call it a dark side, but
And she
stuff.
also has a little family secret that is revealed that
Mhm.
I
Yes.
don't know
Yes.
about, Cecil doesn't know about, and
Right.
because
Right.
they're one part of the storyline, just so you know, it was going to be Cecil, Aaron, myself, and Lynn Ross. Lynn Ross is a dear friend of Aaron's and mine, and we all sat down with Angela, another girl who we find out later that she is a sister, but that's later down the line. But Aaron, Lynn, and I were going to be, blood brother and sister, same parents, same mother, same father. But unfortunately, before we got a chance to shoot, Lynn passed away. So we did not want to delete, to recast her.
Yeah.
So we wrote the story around my sister in the series who passed away.
Well, I'm the cousin. But I'm also kind of the whole show. There's a lot of really funny things in this very dramatic show, but my character definitely gets some of the comic relief because she'll just say kind of anything.
Yes.
Didn't really have any filters.
Sylvia, your very, very important because you're the newscaster on the local news. So she gets to bring
I
in.
didn't know if I could say that.
Oh no, you can say
I
that.
don't know what I can say.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Anyway,
and so the thing that I find to me and I'll end here. First of all, I'm really excited to be here, and it's so great to see everybody's face. It's so exciting. But the thing that I find most interesting about Mimi at this point is that she's not really living a double life, but she's living a broadcast journalist version of herself when she's working, and the other version of herself when she's with her family, when she's with Celeste. And so there's a sort of dichotomy happening there, and that sort of through line we discover as things go along. But right now it's very for her to focus all of that real energy on Celeste, because then she doesn't have to deal with her own stuff. Yeah. So for me, I enjoy that journey and wherever that's going to take us.
So Bijou, what is your story arc? Where do you fall in this whole Wright Turn?
I am the therapist initially. That's what I am initially. I am I'm supposed to be helping the couple, Celeste and her wayward man, get it together or not. But then I end up being one of Celeste's closest friends, and I help her we help each other through a lot of the things that we face as women growing up, So I get to be the good girlfriend.
And what's interesting,
and the therapist,
Bridget, is that just to let you know, Bridget was going to be studying to do that. And so when I approached her about being a therapist, we developed the character because she was actually getting her license in being like a love doctor. So I just wanted to add that.
Love, doctor. I love that. Love.
Dr. Love. Yeah.
So I'm going to bring in Chef Babette. We love Chef. She's amazing. She is amazing. Chef, what is your arc? What is your story in The Wright Turn?
Basically, Chef Babette is a client in real life too. But I Babette, but I think she got a little bit more of a spark under her butt, more of a hot mama. When she gets out that restaurant, she always trying to copy Celeste. It's like, ooh, I want to get me one of them after. So she's really the woman that's out looking for whatever's her to do that's not cooking, and maybe there might be some handsome guys. That's her.
I have to tell you, just listening to you guys talk about your characters and about each other, it is clear how much you care about each other. Give us one thing. What was the best part of being in The Wright Turn? Who wants to go first? Go ahead. There we go.
The best part for me was working with Tess and Tara, is that, getting a chance as a Black actor to play something that was real, that had different levels. It wasn't just a stereotype. It was a character that was a real human being. And I never really had an opportunity to do that. Actually, I had stopped acting for like 15 years. And Tara called me, and it was like God said, like, okay, this is your opportunity. It was great.
Wonderful.
So that was my favorite part.
Wonderful. What was the best part of all of this?
The best part for me, and I'm going to just kind of echo what Mike said, it's real. We get an opportunity to talk about real life and go through the real emotions, just raw of what life is all about. And we're delving into an age range that often gets looked over, or cast aside. Tess said earlier, out aging, I think, or aging out, this is a part of life. This is a part of real life, and I won't curse, stuff happens in this life, that we need to talk about, whether it be mental illness, whether it's sexual dysfunction, whether, whatever it is, self-love, self-identity. All of these things are real and they happen at every age. So to really be able to talk about it now, especially, they say, oh, you're older, you should have everything together by now. Well, we do, but we're all works in progress.
Yeah.
So it's awesome to be able to bring the sensuality, the sexuality, the realness, the story behind this age range, and let everybody know it's still live, it's still going on, and we got it together. We do have it together. So it's just so positive for me, and I'm so grateful.
So I want to say these two women are some of the hardest working creative artists in the entertainment industry. And I'm someone who feeds off energy. And I just was like, hey, Tara and Tess, I want to just come in even when I'm not working. I just want to come in and I want to learn the business aspect of this industry. And they were so gracious enough to allow me to come in and do whatever else. Someone was absent that day. I was able to run sound. Now they probably had to redo the sound that I did, but just them allowing me the opportunity to come onto this set and learn the other side of this industry is invaluable. It's something that I can't even put into words how grateful I am just, to allow me to be a part of it as an actor, but also just allow me to shadow them and watch them and watch their temperament as well and how they handle everything because they put on a gazillion hats and pulled off something that is really amazing. And I take off my hat and show my bald head to the two of them for just allowing me to grow as an artist.
I love that.
We were so grateful to you because, especially during COVID, there were times where people couldn't show up, and he was always just there, willing and able, and just a pinch hitter in all avenues. But I do have to mention, you forgot to mention how much you came to the set for the food.
For the food.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Aaron, really, that all boils down to the food.
There's
Aaron,
gonna be food there.
that's what he'll say. If there's gonna be any food, we'll be there.
Sylvia, what was the best part for you?
There's not a way for me to tell you what the best thing was. I've known Tara since I was a child, and we have worked together since we were little kids. We were kids, and I've watched her journey. Okay, I'm not gonna start crying. But we were on set one day. I'll say this is the best moment. We were doing a video. We're shooting a video, and all these ladies were at the table. We were all sitting around the table, and I was sitting across from Cheryl. Actually, I wasn't. I was sitting across from Deb that day. And she reached over and she grabbed my hand and she just looked at me. And she didn't have to say a single word. Because for that, in that moment, we were 14, 15, 16. And I was watching everything it took to get to that moment.
Wow.
Not just for this show, but for her. That's all I'm going to say.
It just gave me chills. Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for
Sorry, I
that.
didn't make you cry. That was.
Babette, talk to us.
Well, I was at the table then, and I really just wanted to share that I've been given the opportunity to be a part of this cast is phenomenal. Energy, and in particular, particular, that day that you speak of, Sylvia, um, every cast member there was just unbelievable. Between the two of you at the table, everybody understood and everybody felt exactly what the both of you felt. But anyway, yeah, I just to have been given the opportunity with all of these beautiful spirits is just in itself. So
What I didn't say in that moment also, and Tess, it was coming, but I couldn't talk anymore. Um, the two of them, everybody has said this, but you guys, the two of them together, it's just, the iron. There's a scripture in the Bible says iron sharpens iron, and that's what happens here. They hold each other up. They encourage each other. They exhort each other. They get each other in check, and they just keep moving and they keep moving. And every time they get to a place and somebody goes, no, 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 they go, yeah, maybe not that road, but this road. This is gonna happen. And watching the two of them be so positive as a cast member, not just as a friend, but as a cast member, that's very encouraging.
Right.
When you know that the people who are at the helm of the ship are just in lock, and they're going to make sure that you're taken care of, that the story is taken care of, that the show is taken care of, and that this thing happens. And you guys, individually, you are amazing women, but together you are, you're threefold cord together, the two of you and God, unstoppable. So I wanted to say that.
Sylvia, bringing that all the way around, guys, this is all about love. And the two of you, Tara and Tess, you have shown what it means to have love for your friends, because we tend to only think that love is a romantic, sexual.
Yes, no.
It's
Well,
not.
and as I'm listening to all of you, the storyline is fabulous. I write romance novels, and the characters are of our age, and it's really important that our stories.
Email.
What?
I said, when you said I write romance novels,
We both
went,
looked at each other.
But here's the thing:
Your taste.
so much of what's out there, and it's become increasingly so, the characters are one-dimensional, and especially in our age range. And when I listen to you, Michael, and I listen to you, Erin, and Sylvia, and then your personal relationships connect there also. The stories that you're telling and that you've written and that you've brought are in the process of bringing to life are so important. And the reason that this works and the reason this got emotional is because they are real.
Yeah.
And we don't need any more one-dimensional crap out there. We need this three-dimensional, true, authentic depth to these characters and the storylines. And I just applaud all of you. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to have my popcorn and my wine and watch it on the big screen.
Also, lemon drop martinis. That's our signature cocktail.
Ooh, you know what?
Oh,
Now I have to drink
I just
lemon
want to add just like another facet of the diamond, talking about aging out. Our oldest character in the script is Carmel Ravella McGuire, and she's literally like 87 years young. And she's the most amazing. She used to live in the shadows of very, very big people, like the head of FedEx and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and travel around the world following in these men's shadows all her life. And she's never acted. And she's a dear friend of mine. And she came on to play Celeste's daughter, Nettie, who's not here today, Leah Hall, best friend. And Mandy Brown does a phenomenal job. But I just wanted to say we go all the way up to the 80s, and she does a phenomenal job, never acting before. And she just thanks us every day. Thank you, Tess and Tara, for putting us in the show.
Part of our goal with everyone that we brought in, because we had no auditions. We didn't bother. We knew enough people to be able to pick up the phone and call. But part of what we wanted to do was people like Joni, who said, Tara, I feel like they're not letting me back in to do what I love to do. I'm not getting an opportunity to do what I love to do, because this industry, if you don't have a name by now, if you don't have a this by now, and Joni's had television series, I've had TV series.
That'd be Joan Ryan.
Joan Ryan, I'm sorry.
Right. But she did it herself. She literally did it herself. She produced
the show,
Carnegie Hall.
Exactly. So Joan Ryan's character she plays Kathleen Bailey, and she is a Broadway star. I said, well, we're gonna have life imitate art, have art imitate life. You're gonna be a Broadway star who's my client. I said, and we're gonna follow your character. You know, Tess and I talked with her. We're gonna follow this character as she's on her journey, on her stardom journey. So it's really kind of giving people an opportunity to just live out life and have a good time. And if the character speaks to you, or you know, there's another character, we can't tell you where she is, but she's Indian. We have a multicultural cast, everything from everyone. But she's an Indian character, and she says, you know, most of the time they wanted to play doctors, and something else. But so, and of course, we needed a doctor. but but after we sat with her and we asked her what she wanted, we put a little twist there that no one will know for a minute. But you know, she got a chance to play and do and explore and have some fun. So that's what meant more to me, that
Yeah.
you know, giving friends and you know opportunity, because a lot of us have redirected and redesigned our careers because you know they're not opening up the doors for us. So now we're producers, we're writers, we're this, we're singers, we're that. But our love is acting. So we get to, you know, in this thing, you get to come back and do a little bit of acting. You know, that's what it was.
It's another approach to love.
Yes,
It's not self-love. It's honoring, you know, maybe you took a different road because things were not available to you, but that didn't change your inherent love and your passion for your craft and your art.
We're going to give everyone a way to text, which I love because it's technology. Text to 424-404-1980. And what will happen, Tara and Tess, when they text to that number?
You can go.
They'll get an autoresponder welcoming them to the community, and then we get direct access. So it's really about reaching out to us, engaging with the community, being able to follow the QR codes to get the products out of the shopping cart. They'll get up-to-date news of what's going to happen when we're launching, what channels to find us on, and really build the watch parties with the lemon drop martinis. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the watch party, Karen.
Yeah, we're going to do a watch party.
Fun.
I put a QR code up here because, you know, you were talking about QR codes, but for those of you who don't want to have to write down these phone numbers, just take your phone out, scan the QR code. It'll take you right over to the text.
Yay.
Yay, yay, yay. And if you want to follow The Wright Turn on social, you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at The Wright Turn Series. Any last minute thoughts? This is so exciting, guys. I'm just so thrilled for you. I'm so thrilled that you joined Mel and I today because it's the month of love. And, you know, we like to have as many people loving each other. And that's all of you. Where are we going to be able to watch this? Last thing, where can we watch this? And I know that they can text, but where are some of the places right off the bat that we can tell
Yeah,
people?
we're splattering it all over everywhere.
All the AVODs.
All the AVODs. We will be syndicated in Florida. We're working on some other syndications with Tubi, Crackle, BC. So there's, and there are more still coming in. We're just closing deals as we speak. So we just want to make it accessible to everyone to be able to, with a smart TV or whatever, to be able to turn it on and watch it.
Yeah,
so super important to
route.
Make sure you text so you are kept informed.
Yes.
Mel and I, we love the fact that you joined us today.
Thank
all
you.
Of the Wright Turn cast members, we are thrilled. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at The Wright Turn. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Breathtaking. The love and the relationships, first of all, as longtime friends and incredible professionals. And then I really love Tess and Tara. You know, they weren't getting it, so they made it. And nothing spoke to me deeper than that mission and what they've accomplished.
Especially when they talk about the seat at the table. We hear about that all the time, right? That we don't have a seat at the table. So I just love their attitude. Well, we just made it.
I know. I love all of it. Yeah. And I can't wait for The Wright Turn. I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, I am too. What a great group of people.
Yeah.
And we want to remind people to check in the show notes. We have put a link to some of our favorite barrelless products. Check it out. And we also have, because Mel is so good at this, she
full
has
of love this month.
Yeah, a lot full of love. The music is
a lot of love songs.
A lot of love songs. So check it out at uncorkedplaylist.online. We know that you're going to like it. this is an ever evolving journey that we on. Don't you think? I mean, it just keeps evolving.
It's beautiful. And I think we keep, I mean, to use a maybe overplayed analogy, we're the butterfly in the cocoon. And if you just allow yourself to keep growing and expanding who you become, and then by virtue of that, who you attract and bring with you on your journey, is the most beautiful gift.
Absolutely. And we thank all of you for being on the journey with us.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we're going to see you all next month.
Take care. Ciao. This is your time. Make the most of it.